Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Tata Harrier.ev. It's just debuted at the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 and it looks impressive to say the least. It's debuting here in this Stealth Edition. So Tata Motors will be debuting these new Stealth Edition cars with the Harrier.ev and its EV cars. And how it's different from the Dark Edition is, as you can tell, the matte paint job. It gets a matte black paint job and gloss black details. So the ORVMs and a few other details like the badges are gloss black. And I think it looks really, really nice. It's going to be a tough paint to maintain, but I think it's worth it, especially with the muscles of the Harrier. It looks fantastic. On the side here, you get this blue .ev logo, which really pops with the matte black paint, and I think it looks fantastic. New design for the rims as well. And overall, in terms of its proportions, of course, the Harrier.ev is still based on the Harrier and on the same platform. So it's not changed in terms of its proportions pretty much at all. This, what you see, is the production spec SUV. So yeah, we know what we're getting into. Let me tell you some very, very interesting details. Now, the interior is going to be pretty much the same, but we can spot a larger, thinner infotainment screen. There's a Safari Park right next door, and that has the biggest screen Tata Motors offers, and this definitely looks bigger. We haven't been able to get a look inside the interior because the doors are locked, but we can tell it's going to have a bigger infotainment screen, and of course all the features that we've got from the Harrier in the past. So you can expect ADAS, ventilated seats, powered seats, and a whole lot more on the inside. What features can you expect in terms of the EV powertrain? You do get QWD, or at least that's what Tata Motors is calling it, quad wheel drive. And basically what it means is there's a motor on the front and then there is a motor on the rear axle, and that means it gets all-wheel drive. Now, Tata Motors' SUVs have been missing all-wheel drive for a long time, and it's great to see it back, especially on the Harrier. Even if it's an EV, just to have all-wheel drive on this is so cool. With that ride quality, for it to be finally able to take on some properly rough terrain will be awesome. We're also expecting new terrain modes to debut on the Harrier.ev, something to sort of amp up its off-road credibility as well. It also has something called Summon mode, and what that means is that you can use the remote or use an app to park the Harrier.ev forwards into a parking space, or park it or sort of back it out or forward it out. Basically, you can park it into a parking space using the remote, so you can get out, and if it's a tight parking space, it'll park itself, and it can also take itself out. Now, you can use it via an app, and like a BMW, you can go front and back straight. But interestingly, you can also configure it to come out and take a turn. So that is really very, very cool. We saw it on the stage briefly. I don't think you'll be able to see it here, but we saw it on the stage and it was very, very cool. Aside from that, we know the Harrier.ev will also get V2V, which is vehicle-to-vehicle charging. So if you spot a stranded EV on the road, you can use your Harrier.ev to charge up that EV. And it also gets vehicle-to-load, which is a way for you to plug in an adapter to the Harrier.ev and then sort of power your accessories. So you can charge your laptop or power a kettle. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know how many EV owners are actually using it on a day-to-day basis, but it's definitely cool to have it. We don't know too much else yet. We do know it'll have up to 500 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot, and will definitely make it the fastest Tata Motors SUV that we've ever seen. And yeah, a very, very cool first look at the Harrier.ev. We're expecting it to be priced between 25 to 30 lakh rupees, and we'll also have a lot more information about it very, very soon. So stay tuned for that.